DJ Khaled's voice. But so here it is. I'm raised in, we leave Brooklyn, we go to New Jersey. I go to a school, it's called Nassau. That's the name of this school. So when I go to this school called Nassau, what I noticed is a lot of the kids that was coming from the hood, like myself, they just felt like, at the end of the day, those meals that they were eating, that one meal with that chocolate milk, right? They like really appreciated that because they didn't know when they got back to their communities what they would have, you feel me? So I got back to my house and I said, I took my trombone out and I started to play it. Then I heard a radio, a big loud noise. Of course, my parents were Caribbean. They bought a house. Now, what does that mean? That means they live in a little part of the house and the rest of the house is rented. You feel what I'm saying to you? So this radio is coming from the top floor and it is blasting. I think it was the devil on the left side of my shoulder says, hey man, you know what would be a great idea? If you waited for the tenant to leave and go upstairs and take the radio and bring the radio to school and to show all of those kids with the chocolate milk that goes back to the hood, like how cool you are. So I go upstairs when the tenant is away and I mess up her entire room. When I mess up her room, I take the radio. I can't bring the radio downstairs and walk through the front door because my mom is standing there for inspection. This is what happens in a Caribbean household. Your mom's in the front. When you leaving, she's doing the checkout. And the checkout, she's gonna check, okay, you got your socks, you got your shoes, you brush your teeth, you got your bag, you have your books. So blessed. So I threw the radio from the third floor onto the cornfield in the back. Hold on, y'all like Clef. Cornfield? Yeah. My father grew a cornfield in the back, like in the house we had in the hood. Radio falls in the back, falls right in the cornfield. I go out and I see my mama and she does the checkout and we check out and I sneak in the back of the cornfield and get my radio and now I hit the streets with my radio. It's a big ass Sony radio and I'm putting it on my shoulder. This looked like a scene from Fat Albert because this radio is bigger than me. And what am I playing? My radio, believe it, I like it loud. Oh yeah, I'm going in. The girls are checking me out, hey. And I get in this school and I'm like the coolest kid because I'm blessed. I bought something to the school. Why did I want them to see that big ass radio? Because I felt like the communities that they were in, they wasn't fortunate enough to see this radio. Like the closest they saw it was television, Beach Street, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So there's a problem after having such a big radio. How do you get it back to the house before the tenant comes back? And the lady gets back before me. I'm in my room. The radio ascended to the hood. My man, Hasib, he lived on Walnut Street. I told him, hold on to this radio, I'm gonna be back for it. The tenant on the third floor, all I heard was a scream. Barre vole. And this scream meant catch the thief. So when she says this, my mother goes upstairs and she noticed the whole room is vandalized. The woman's radio is missing. She come back downstairs, she says, Clef, have you seen the radio? I don't know nothing about no radio. She brings my sister, my brothers, and she says, y'all don't want me to bring the broom out because if I bring the broom out, the broom is gonna tell me who the radio is. So my sister squeals on me and she says, Clef had a radio. And I look at my sister and I says, you mean the radio Hasib gave me? She says, no, you was walking around with a big radio. My sister was like, D from what's happening. My father came back and he literally took me to the hood. He says, walk in the front, I'm gonna walk behind you, I'm gonna beat you until you get to the house where you stored the radio. My dad bought me, I told Hasib, bring me the radio, bro. He made me carry this radio for a month on my shoulder. Everywhere I went, he said, you will tell them the same story. So I go to my grandma and she's like, that's a nice radio. Where'd you get it from? And I gotta be like, Grandma, I stole the radio. So what can I say about this story? At the end of the day, I'm blessed because if I ain't have parents like that, who knew what I would have turned out to be? You know what I'm saying to you? So let's get into it, man. Run that back.